The flow state, when mind and machine become one. There is a silence that lives beneath the roar of a motorcycle. Every rider has felt it, that calm that appears the moment the engine starts and the wheels begin to move. The sound is loud, but the mind becomes still. The vibration travels through your hands and feet until it feels like your heartbeat has merged with the machine. The road stretches ahead, long, smooth, endless. Heat shimmers above the asphalt. The smell of fuel mixes with the wind. Every color seems brighter, every movement sharper. The motorcycle becomes a living part of you. You are not sitting on it, you are moving with it. Every turn is an instinct, not a calculation. Every shift of the throttle feels like breath. Inside the helmet, thoughts disappear. There is only awareness, pure and steady. Scientists call this state flow. It happens when the brain releases chemicals that sharpen focus and calm fear. Dopamine brings pleasure. Norepinephrine heightens attention. Endorphins soften effort into joy. Time seems to slow, yet everything happens perfectly on cue. You do not plan the next move, it simply happens through you. To ride a motorcycle is to enter that state by motion. Your eyes, hands, and balance form one continuous circuit of attention. The mind stops wandering into the past or the future. It focuses completely on the present line of the road. Speed does not blur the world, it clears it. Noise turns into rhythm. Chaos turns into pattern. What remains is pure clarity, the world as it truly is, unfiltered. This is why riders return again and again, not only for the sound or the rush, but for that deep feeling of alignment. The motorcycle teaches the body and mind how to move together. Each vibration through your boots reminds you that freedom has a pulse. Each gust of wind rewrites the boundaries of the self. The rider and the machine, the human and the horizon, begin to share the same rhythm. Many people search for peace through silence or meditation. Riders find it through movement. The road is their teacher. If attention drifts, the motorcycle demands it back. If fear tightens the muscles, the next curve exposes it. It is an honest conversation, immediate feedback written in motion. There is no space for pretending, no time for distraction. Only this second, this corner, this heartbeat. And in that heartbeat, something timeless appears. You are both fragile and infinite, a small human wrapped in leather and steel, yet wide as the horizon you chase. The engine hums like a mantra. The motorcycle glides forward, and the landscape seems to breathe with you. That unity, the meeting point of mind, machine, and motion, is what riders call freedom. It is the moment when you stop being a person who rides a motorcycle and become the ride itself. The road curves again, and the motorcycle leans effortlessly, following the line you cannot see but somehow always know. Wind slaps against your helmet, cold on the skin, yet it sharpens every sense. Every sound, engine, tires, distant traffic, becomes part of a single harmony, a rhythm that synchronizes with your heartbeat. The landscape flows past in waves of color and motion, yet you notice every detail. A flash of sunlight on a curve, a shadow in a grove, the shimmer of heat on asphalt. Everything is vivid, alive, immediate. Riding is not merely movement, it is perception, amplified. Your nervous system tunes itself to the frequencies of the motorcycle. Muscles respond before thought can reach them. Eyes track the horizon instinctively. The body predicts, adapts, corrects. Every turn is a conversation between instinct and geometry. Every acceleration is a dialogue of trust, in the machine, in the road, in yourself. Fear, when it comes, does not stop you. It sharpens you. A sharp corner, a patch of gravel, a gust of wind, each becomes a teacher. Your mind calculates and uncalculates in the same instant. The edge of control is never frightening. It is exhilarating, alive, clarifying. The brain releases a cocktail of chemicals, dopamine, adrenaline, endorphins, that heighten awareness, speed reaction, and produce joy. No other activity triggers the same combination so fully and naturally. There is a magic in repetition, in returning to the road again and again. Every ride is different yet familiar. Your body remembers past curves, your mind remembers past thrills. Yet each second demands new attention, new decision, new alignment. The motorcycle does not allow complacency. It does not forgive distraction. It rewards presence. Even stillness off the motorcycle cannot erase it. The memory of speed, of wind, vibration, sound, and horizon lingers. It leaves a subtle imprint, the subtle tightening of muscles in anticipation of a curve, the quiet awareness of balance even while walking, the unspoken craving for the next ride. Riding teaches patience and timing. It teaches courage, humility, and trust in both self and machine. Night riding especially reveals a different layer of experience. Shadows stretch long, streetlights blur, and the road becomes a ribbon of gold and silver. The motorcycle hums in the dark like a pulse in the chest. Even when speed is moderate, the mind feels wide, expanded, almost limitless. Every curve is a meditation. Every mile becomes a heartbeat in the body of the world. You notice the stars reflected in wet asphalt. You feel the alignment of horizon and machine, speed and motion, body and thought, like a single note sustained in space. The unique pleasure of riding is in this combination: speed tempered by control, danger softened by skill, focus expanded into awareness, sensation amplified into joy. It is not reckless. It is not merely thrill-seeking. It is presence, alive in motion. And once a rider has tasted it, nothing else satisfies quite the same way. There is a rhythm that becomes addictive, not in a mindless sense, but in the sense of life fully lived. Every ride offers a microcosm of that rhythm: input, response, alignment, release. A dance of senses, body, and mind. The more you ride, the more attuned you become. The motorcycle becomes a teacher of perception, attention, and subtlety. The road becomes a canvas, and you are the brush. To ride is to inhabit a paradox, to surrender and control at the same time, to move with certainty in an uncertain world. It is the rare space where fear, excitement, focus, and joy converge into a single pulse, where every second counts, yet the mind feels infinite, where the rider stops being separate from the motorcycle, and the motorcycle stops being separate from the world. And in that fusion lies the magic that calls riders back again and again. Every ride becomes a story of presence. Every curve, every mile, every engine hum is a line in that story. And though the road eventually ends, the feeling lingers, a memory written into nerves and muscles, into anticipation and heartbeat. The mind knows it is alive. The body knows it is free. And for a moment, the motorcycle, the rider, and the road are one. The horizon stretches endlessly, an invitation and a challenge at once. The motorcycle leans into the curve, then straightens, then leans again, moving as if alive, breathing with you. Your hands and feet know the machine's language instinctively, anticipating every subtle shift before it even occurs. The road is not just asphalt. It is a living thread that binds together sensation, thought, and motion. And you, the rider, are the thread's own consciousness. Each mile carries a clarity that is almost impossible to find anywhere else. Thoughts that used to crowd your mind dissolve into rhythm, the pulse of the engine, the push of the wind, the hum of tires over asphalt. You notice everything: the shimmer of sunlight on a puddle, the smell of wet leaves, the distant cry of a bird. Yet nothing distracts from the ride. The senses expand, the mind narrows, and time itself bends. Minutes stretch, seconds crystallize. And in this space, the impossible becomes natural. You move as one with the machine, the road, and the world. There is a joy here that is not flashy or loud. It is subtle, deep, and entirely earned. Every curve, every straight, every subtle adjustment is a negotiation between trust and skill. You trust the motorcycle, you trust the road, and you trust yourself. That trust multiplies into confidence, presence, and freedom, a freedom that no map can chart, no speedometer can measure. It is the freedom to be fully alive, fully attentive, fully here. Sometimes the ride becomes meditation. The rhythm of tires and engine becomes a mantra. The wind against the helmet becomes a melody. The road beneath becomes a path to the self. And in this practice, the rider discovers something extraordinary. The boundaries between self and world blur. The motorcycle is not beneath you, it is within you. The road is not ahead, it is all around you. And the horizon is not distant, it is present in every lean, every turn, every breath. Even the occasional fear, a sudden gust of wind, a hidden gravel patch, the uncertainty of what lies beyond the bend, does not diminish the joy. It heightens it. It reminds you that life, like riding, is about sensitivity and courage, not certainty. The mind that can move with the road, the body that can anticipate its rhythm, the spirit that can surrender and remain alert at once. That mind, body, and spirit become unstoppable, whole, alive. And yet this ultimate state is fleeting. The ride eventually ends. The engine cools. The road fades behind you. But the memory lingers, woven into the muscles, embedded in the heartbeat, etched into the nerves. It becomes a touchstone, a quiet proof that presence is possible, that freedom can be felt, and that joy can be discovered in motion. Every rider knows it. The next ride will call you back. The motorcycle hums a promise. The road stretches, waiting. And your mind, forever attuned to the pulse of the engine and the wind, will answer again and again. Because to ride is to experience life in its most vivid, immediate, and irreducible form. To ride is to become the flow. To ride is to be alive. And in that alignment of human, machine, and world, a simple truth emerges. The greatest journey is not the distance traveled, but the consciousness awakened, the senses expanded, and the freedom discovered. The motorcycle does not take you there. You do. And for a moment, as the wind sings and the road bends, there is nothing else in the universe but this perfect, unbroken now. As the ride slows and the horizon settles behind you, there is a quiet satisfaction that lingers, the hum of the engine fading, but the rhythm of the journey still alive in your mind. Every twist of the road, every pulse of wind, every beat of the heart has left its mark, and you know you will chase it again. If you felt even a fraction of that freedom today, let us know in the comments. Like this video to celebrate the joy of riding, subscribe to join us on every journey, and share your thoughts in the comments. What did this ride feel like for you? We want to hear your stories, your reflections, and your dreams. Which roads have changed you? Which horizons are you still chasing? And tell us what topics you would like to see explored in the next videos, the adventures, the science, the sensations that make life vivid and alive. Every comment, every story, every idea becomes part of this ongoing ride, because the journey is never just on the road. It's here with all of us together. So take a deep breath, feel the wind one last time, and know this: the road is always waiting, and the next ride begins the moment you decide to move.